Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight into the deep of this language. I'm being recording, so it's hopefully the last episode of this session, and I'm really enjoying this. And yesterday we talked about 全聚德 is a Chinese luxury dining. So, Panda Express, or some corner, what people call hole in the wall type of a mom and pop Chinese dining, cheap Chinese food. Okay, this is the opposite. This is a brand name that carried over for almost 150 years. And wait, it's way over. Yes, it's more than 150 years. And a carried over its genes, its brands, its makings, its cooking through generations, and still going strong today. And 全聚德 is the representation of the best known and best branded, best priced, expensive stuff, cooking, culinary art from China. Okay, check it out. Highly encouraged. 全聚德. Okay, so we have 聚 yesterday. Today we have 聚焦乌克兰. Okay, so 5 characters we talked about yesterday. 聚 is a 3-person symbol together. So if we have 3 symbols placed together, that means it's a crowd. It's more than 3, definitely. We just use 3 to mean it's multiple. And then we have the ear symbol to mean hearing. We have the 3-finger hand symbol to mean doing. So you have a crowd hearing something and they're going to do something. So that's the kind of gathering we're talking about here. And 焦, 焦 means burn, and it came from this bird image. This is a very visual bird, right? We have this fluffy feathers, this horizontally drawn fluffy feathers, and then we have a beak. We have a little bit of bird eye. I don't know about that. Maybe some bird thing feather. And this is like the aerodynamic placement of the little feet of the bird in the air, placed, not blocking the airflow, but going with the flow, kind of bird in the flight image. And then we have the fire. That got simplified into 4 dots. The 4 dots can mean water. If it's at the bottom, actually, no, I think I learned it wrong in my previous Chinese education. I always thought this is water, but actually this is fire. And you can see these are the 4 strokes of the fire. And the middle one is kind of like a human figure, but it's separated here, and shortened, become 4 dots. So the fire is burning the bird. It's roasted bird, right? So that's a kind of burn, have the bird on fire. And okay, it's another bird depiction. This is a bird without eyes. What does it mean? It's a black feathered bird, because the eye of the bird and the feather of the bird are kind of merged together. You cannot see the eye easily. It doesn't mean the bird doesn't have an eye, just we as the viewers of the bird doesn't easily see the eye easily, right? So that becomes the black bird, crow, basically, in Chinese symbol. And there are some beautiful Chinese strokes here. I never write anything like that. I mean, I grew up with this. It's difficult enough with a lot of twists and turns, but I didn't know the original is even more fun to write. But it's kind of feather, right? And little bird feet, little bird head, I guess. So that's eyeless bird, our crow. And ke, okay, I translate it as a gram, but actually when I check, gram is a unit of weight, right? This is the character we use as the unit of weight. And you can tell it's a translation, because the gram as a unit of weight measurement came from the West, the metric system, and that got imported into Chinese. Whoever engineers or scientists back then have to find a corresponding Chinese character, grab it to become gram. And this is that's kind of culture corresponding and capturing to kind of used on another purpose, but that's not the origin. It doesn't mean gram. It means actually holding up under pressure and hold up your position and hold the weight on you, like a burden, carry the burden with you. According to people, researchers, like this protruding structure over there is simplifying the solder. Okay, I always confuse that. So this portion, so that's kind of the flat portion on top of your torso that can hold weight. And this we can interpret as either the weight or the head on top of the weight, but I guess it's more like weight. So if you see it this way on a person, so this is kind of holding the weight, and this probably is the hat, because back then the laborers in the field, like mostly farmers, there were no sunscreen. So that's the hat. The cone-shaped hat is the mobile, cheap, affordable, and very functional, like physically blocking out the sun. So that's a symbol to show you, oh, this is somebody working in the field and they are holding weight on their shoulder. Okay, that's cool. Okay, gram, misused. I mean, transferred the meaning to mean weight, but actually it means hold the weight on you. So I guess that makes sense, right? Hold the weight on you, and that's a weight unit. Okay, lan. Okay, many episodes before talk a little bit about the 4 major plants that inspire Chinese people to be a better self, basically. So there are 4 abstracted personalities or characters from these plants. So plant-based inspiration for Chinese people. So lan actually represent this purity, this integrity. We call 君子如兰，就是君子 is a good person, basically. It's respected person, and they are like an orchid, and they I guess they speak their mind honestly, but kindly, like they're gracefully. So that's the type, and there are some other plants. So lan is a good meaning plant. And it came from, I mean, this is super simplified. You see this whole structure, just one dot is represented. And this whole many layers of meanings are stacking up. And okay, let's come to the origin. So these are the plants. Simple. We have this concave shape with something sticking over. That simply means a living plant with leaves. So these are the leaves still growing in there. And then these are the ancient doors, like a 2-panel door frame. And because Chinese doors are heavily decorated along the upper portion, kind of your eye level. I mean, that makes sense, right? Your eye level are the place that pay most attention to, most decorated. If they want to showcase the wealth of the family, they are going to put, efforts on your eye level. So it's upper portion of the door that's depicted with details, and the bottom are just the frame. So that's 2-panel door. And okay, underneath that, actually, there is a perspective of there, in my view. Okay, so this is like you're looking at the door, and there's plants going outside, like on top of the door, placed on top of the door, but outside the door, because here is your view inside the door. You're looking outside the door, there's a tree, and there's actually supposedly a sun over there. So this character, wait, hold on. Probably that's not the sun, because the sun is one vertical line, no, one horizontal line in the middle. Anyways, it's some plant-based thing going out, and it's outside the door, and with 2 plant-based symbols over there. And the whole thing, gather, burn, black gram orchid, doesn't make sense, because black gram orchid 乌克兰is a sound translation of Ukraine. And this gathering and burn something, imagine a magnifier under the sun, gather the sunlight and focusing on something and going to get it burned, right? So that's the 聚焦, probably that's how contemporary Chinese form it, because it's a gathering of the sunlight and then eventually going to burn it. So probably that came from the physical sense of, tune up so that all the energies are converge into one point to burn, and that becomes focus. So here, 聚焦乌克兰 is simply focus on Ukraine. That's a Chinese way translation of Ukraine. Black, holding the, there's no political meaning of like a race color, right? No, we use wu as this coming from this eyeless bird. That's a crow color, and this is holding the weight, and it's a good meaning. Lan is a good character with people with integrity, planned. So all three individual meanings are good, and we use that as a sound translation of Ukraine. So focus on Ukraine. I know the war has been going on for a while. 2022, it rocked the whole world. It changed the weather for the whole world, so to speak. So this is my kids drawing in support of Ukraine and with their flag colors and with the plants, because they are the major food production source site. That's the food production. The grains are growing in the field and their skies are super blue, and hope this country get out of the war sooner. Okay, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.